Hey everybody, this is Sam Escovich from Ars Technica, standing at the Oculus booth at this year's E3 with Kyle Orland.
Hello.
Got to try out a couple of games just now with the Oculus Touch controller.
That's right.
Now what we're hearing is it's a little bit different, and you got a lot more information about that by talking to some of Oculus executives.
Yeah, they were telling me it's not the final controller yet, but they refined it a little bit. I don't know if you noticed, the triggers felt a little bit more secure this time around. Also, the analog sticks are a little springier on there. There's also, I don't know if you saw, a little speaker on there.
I did not see it. I had a headset up on my face, so I couldn't see that.
Little speaker things. I don't know what that was about. I don't think any sound actually came out of them.
It's difficult, especially when the headset already has those ear pads in it already, so
yes.
Perhaps that'll have a really high squeaky noise or just some sort of augmentation. You can notice that wasn't really showcased.
We don't know if that'll be in the final thing. I thought it was very interesting, the rumble.
That was new, yes.
It was more apparent now, even if it was in there before. But when, like, reaching for a door knob and feeling it kind of just shake a little in your hand, was very nice.
Yeah, we got to play a game that was a lot of exploration that had the ability to grab things and hold things and wave at people and mess with stuff in people's hands, and that actually felt really cool, being able to do that sort of simpler, slower stuff.
Yes, I kind of like that you don't have to have a solid grip on the controllers at all times, like on the Vive, where you need to kind of have the death grip on it. You can kind of open your palms, and the controller just kind of stays there in the crook of your hand. You can move your fingers off of the triggers as well, and it will register that. You don't there's a difference between pushing the triggers and having your finger on the triggers. Lifting them up, there's like a few gradations there, so I like that. And I like, because with a game with a gun simulation that these VR games tend to have, being able to squish the trigger a bunch, I felt like I could do that and not get worn out. Yes, much more easily than the Vive controller.
My issue, I like having just a full-on grip in a more active game. I like that security of being able to feel like I just can get onto the buttons and immediately press stuff. It's that sort of Kinect syndrome is what I call it, where I want that instant ability to touch. I don't want to have to wonder which way to go. The Vive and the PlayStation Move Wand are a lot more button-centric, and I think that those are each going to be better for different games, possibly. We're going to need a lot more time. This is a very brief impression so far, but they're definitely pushing forward with something different with the Oculus Touch, as you've seen with the ability to hold your fingers out, have finger gestures recognized.
I
think that's going to benefit certain games more than others, which isn't surprising, and we're going to have more time with more games in the near future as Oculus Touch nears its eventual launch date. We don't have a date yet for Oculus Touch.
I've heard November, but that's not locked down.
You heard that from like a guy in the alley over by the subway?
Yeah, someone just walking by. Also, I found the triggers. It's not very natural to me yet to use different fingers for two different sets of triggers. Usually, there's just these two fingers. You have to use your ring and pinky fingers for one of the sets of triggers, which kind of not natural yet. So it takes a little bit of getting used to.
But indeed, with anything with VR, there's going to be a learning curve no matter what. You know, grabbing a Vive, you don't instantly understand the circle pad for the first time. So I'm not totally against the differences and the things I didn't like in my first blush.
But then again, you do understand if they say, you know, throw a fireball, you do not need to, where's the throw a fireball button? No, you know, this is throw a fireball.
I think my biggest beef was when the game where we threw a fireball, I didn't have that sort of accuracy that I'm used to with the Vive.
That's true. You don't know exactly where to let go.
Yeah, and I found that learning to be much quicker with the Vive.
I think that might be more on the software than the hardware. We'll have to do more testing.
We will have to do a lot more testing. What a terrible job to have to test a whole bunch of virtual reality controllers. But pretty fun so far. Looking forward to more Oculus stuff on the show floor. Again, with Ars Technica, this is Sam with Kyle. Thanks so much.
Thank you.